Alert! 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 Intruder on campus! Intruder on campus! Listen to me. This is important. They got one thing in mind. They want to cause as much damage as they possibly can. So that is why we lock down and be quiet, because we don't want them to know that there's a room full of students inside. Now, some of you decided to rush me and take the gun away from me. That's a personal choice. All right? Think about it. I heard someone say if you do that, you're going to get shot. Right? Is there a really good likelihood you're putting yourself in greater danger doing that?
Yes.
But also think about this. What if nobody does anything in this room? I got a phone call early on, an upset parent. Why are you teaching my kids to do your job? And I was glad to get that phone call, because this person who called in clearly didn't understand the concept of what we were trying to relate to the schools and the children. So what we're trying to do here is create an understanding of preparedness. We're teaching survival skills. We're not teaching violence. And when you break it down to the parents, as far as what we expect of them, what they can do, and what their options are, we're not telling them to go after violence. We're telling them at the very last resort, do something to extend your chances of survival.
We want the children to have practices so that if something ever happened, it would just be rote. They would know exactly what to do, and it would kind of alleviate some of that fear, because they would say, oh, I've done this before, I know what to do, I'm gonna stay safe. And so that's kind of our thought, is we want them to be safe, but we don't want them to be fearful. So let's just get them ready. Like, we do fire drills every single month, so they know what's gonna happen if we have a fire. Same thing with lockdown. We want them to be ready. And I think in that, in itself, will help alleviate some of that anxiety.
My experience is that they comprehend it pretty well, and we try to present it in an age-appropriate setting. So the younger kids, we have kindergartners through third grade or so, and so we don't necessarily talk about a violent type thing in that setting. It's more of just being prepared and going through the process of doing it. And then as they get older, we've been doing it for three or 4 years now, and the entire county is on board with it. And so the kids that have been through it and starting to go through it more are really comprehending it a lot. And so they don't have that fear. It's more of just the preparation, again, for a fire drill or for an earthquake drill. And it just happens to be that this is a lockdown or a violent intruder drill that they're going through. So initially there was a little bit of fear there, but now that we've been doing it, it's just become part of the process of being in school, unfortunately.